Hello, welcome to this episode of Wand and Crown. I'm Haley, that's Keeley. We are going to be talking about Disney and Universal split stays in this episode. We're going to talk about, like when it makes sense to do it, like who it would make sense for, not like when seasonally, but like, when it makes sense for you to do it.
For you and your traveling party.
Yeah. Kind of the logistics of it all. And yeah. So Keeley has done it a little bit more than I have. I think I've done it once or twice.
Yet another thing I've introduced you to.
So many things. Your
life would be so quiet without me. You're welcome.
It's solely because I am such a Disney purist at heart. Like growing up, it was always, we're going down for Disney. We're going down for Disney. Like,
yeah. See,
and if we went somewhere else, it would be
Busch Gardens.
Yeah, we would drive over to Tampa and stay in Tampa and go to Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Well, because like my grandma lived in Clearwater, so we would go and would stay with her and like.
And Jean worked there.
Yes, and Jean worked there. I wasn't even gonna say that.
I had to because we were just talking about it earlier, and I know you've mentioned it in other episodes about him working there.
And we did Universal a few times because we have friends that work there, but gosh, we didn't. It just wasn't our jam. Mom doesn't really love thrill rides.
My mom's the same way. So the reason we did it a lot was because my parents have a timeshare, and it was my grandpa's timeshare. So when he passed away, my dad and my aunt inherited it. So it was home base was Florida because my dad and my aunt, that's where they grew up going to vacations, was Disney.
Yeah.
And Florida, but same kind of thing, like mostly Disney. But because we were in a timeshare, we could easily go between Disney and Universal. And it wasn't until I think my first trip was when I was in 5th grade. That's when I was on Slime Time Live. Wasn't I just telling you guys about the videotape? I was so mad. Yeah. I think my grandparents had the VHS tape and they taped over top of it, or we can't find it. Yeah. But that was our first trip when I was about 10 in 2003, Haley, in 2003, because I'm an October baby. So I was in 5th grade, beginning of 2003. And then the end of 2003, I was in 6th grade. Anyway, just calling back to all the conversations we've had over the last week. Actually, probably the last 48 hours.
Not like 24
hours. Make us sound insane. Probably 12, let's be real.
Oh my god.
Anyway, okay, so that's why we did a lot of not split stays, but split trips, because we were in a timeshare, we had a rental car, we could easily go between the two. If you're staying on property at Disney, or if you're not staying on property, I don't think it's as imperative, because again, it's just, you just don't get those perks of staying on property. It's a little bit different. But if you're planning on staying at property at Disney and Universal, this is definitely for you to talk about the logistics, because it feels intimidating.
Really not. I would say the most intimidating part of it is just the transfer.
Getting your stuff from one to the other. Yes. So, you would kind of say family wise, or I guess travel party family wise, it's if you're only going to go for a day, it's not worth it.
No,
if you're going to just
get
an Uber.
If you want to make a multi-day trip out of it, that's when it makes more sense.
If you want to go to Epic, you want to go to islands, you want to go to studios, you want to do everything, you want to check out the resorts, you want to check out City Walk. Yes. If you want to do all that, then it makes sense. So, and if you have kids, we went when Lucas was not 2, but we had annual passes, that made sense. If we weren't doing that, we probably would have done one day there. We did breakfast with the Grinch and done a handful of rides and then left. But because we had annual passes, we did 2.5 days because we had annual passes. I will say that 500 times. But it wouldn't have been worth it for him because he can only do so many rides there.
Yeah, that's another thing. You want to go, if you've got younger kids.
We didn't even do Epic because it's not included in the APs. So I wasn't going to pay that extra price for us to just do rider swap the whole, because it was just the 3 of us, but just Cody and I adult wise that went over there. So it's not we had my parents with us, or our friends, or our friends' parents. It was just Cody and I. So we would have just been doing rider swap all day.
Yeah. Well, and even if you do have that larger family group or friend group that can help out with the rider swap, the kids, you want the kids to have fun too.
It's still and that's the thing is I actually think Epic. I think Epic is the park to do that, but then
Yeah.
I don't know. I also changed because Jurassic Park in Islands, we spent I think an hour with
Running.
him Lucas running around. That area, I've never walked that far back into it. Like I've walked through it before. You could spend the whole day there, very honestly. Like we were back there for an hour and a half. Like I drank my coffee, Cody took a bathroom break, I took a bathroom break, I finished my coffee. Like we just did so much in that time span of like him running around that area. And I feel like they do make up for it that way too. So if there is something that like the adults in your party really want to do, there are things to do. I think that could be another episode too, is like talking about like if it makes sense. But if you already decided, so
Yes.
if you're only going to do one day,
Just
it
stick
might
with
be
yeah.
stay with Disney, stay over there. Uber, they do have private transfer options. I had clients do that once. They only wanted one day and they had 2 kids in car seats, so we just booked a private transfer for them.
So
It
much.
was scheduled. Yeah, they could adjust it a little as they needed here and there. It was perfect. It was one day. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
So the 2 ways to get over there are you can Uber, which is what I've always done previously. Just
Yeah. Some sort of.
schedule it.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw your stuff in the car, they'll drop you off, go check in, great, fabulous, perfect.
Yeah.
If you're like us now and have a child that needs a car seat, again, private transfer. It was great, drop you right at the front. We had all of our luggage, we had water bottles, we had snacks, we had some of that stuff. So they just loaded up. We didn't have to do anything, which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying a little bit more, but like we needed a car seat. There wasn't it's not like we were electing, like it's a choice to get a car seat. Like we needed a car seat. So it was worth that price. And then on the way back to the airport, we used Superstar Shuttle. And then on the way from the airport to Disney, we used Mears, which you don't have to worry about a car seat. So like it's really just getting between the two.
Now, if you
So
start at Universal and go to Disney, Universal does have an option to transfer between the parks. But I would recommend doing it the other way around.
okay, so you can do it either way with Universal. You can add that onto your package to have them pick you up. It was actually more expensive per person to do that than to do the private transfer, which is why we did that. It's called
Yeah.
like take and go, take something.
It's the same people that operate Superstar Shuttle.
Yeah, it's called like a different company, but it was like that was like 100 a person, I think. It was expensive.
That's insane.
And Away We Go was like $80, I think. Once we tipped, it was like 100 total. And I'm like, I would rather do that every time we get the whole Lucas fell asleep in the shuttle. It was great. It was the same shuttle we used when we did the cruise. It was like
Yeah.
the same exact thing. I think because I told them we had a lot of luggage. Because we were there for like 10 days. We were there for like 8, 9, 10 days. So yeah, so there is an option to do, and they'll do that either way. The one that's with your package, yeah, they'll do it either way. Because like I said, we looked into it from Disney to Universal. So that's yeah. So and I think that gives you more flexibility too. Because also, if you do need to stop and get more like snacks, water bottles, whatever, Away We Go will you can add that onto like your transfer. I think they'll do it, but I think you can add that to any kind of transfer with them. But I really like them. So that I was not nervous because I was like, I know there's a way to do it. But like the first when we did that, I was like, this is gonna be a lot. And it was so easy. So that and then I also personally prefer to do Disney first, then go to Universal. Why?
It's a little bit more low key. It requires less planning.
Yeah, and I think the first time we did this, it was just on accident because we decided to add on Universal at the end of our trip because we went with 2 sets of our other friends. And our one set of friends, they went down early to Disney and then they weren't going to do Universal because they had their daughter with them. She was like 3. And then my friend was pregnant, so they were like could do nothing at Universal. Yeah. So our other friends that came with us are like, well, we want to do it. So we kind of did that on the end. And I liked it because like you said, Disney is so like high, I don't want to say stress, but high planning, high like thinking about everything, dining.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we got to Universal and I was like, okay, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of it. And that was the thought was, okay, we're here. And we also stayed at Royal Pacific. So we had the unlimited express pass. So we had like And we split a room with 4 of us, which was great cost wise. So we had to do like nothing. We just showed up and did the rides we wanted to do and order the food we wanted. And it was like so easy. So it was nice to kind of have that at the tail end of a chaotic, which I love, chaotic Disney trip, to like just have that easy time at Universal.
Yeah.
And the easier rides at
fun
Disney
chaos.
warm me up for the thrill rides at Universal because I need to
Yeah.
warm up a little bit.
Yeah. I will say it's probably like if you've got younger kids, it might be worth it to look into doing it the other way around, just because, you know, they might be interested, more excited for the Disney aspect of things. So you don't want them to do Disney and then go to Universal and be like womp womp. I've had clients who said that, who said they wish they had done
Universal first
afterwards.
Yeah.
Because their kids were just so excited for Disney, and then they did Universal and it was fun, but it was not like they had already had the high of Disney.
They felt like their trip kind of ended on like a low note of like they can't. Yeah.
But that's like to each their own.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what ideally a travel agent would help you decide. But yeah, exactly. Like, so there could be times when it's going to be better to start with Universal and then go to Disney. Small kids who actually like comprehend what's going on. But it is so much better for the planning side of things.
Yeah.
If you do Disney and then do Universal.
Agree.
Also, you're not having to worry about lightning lanes and plans and, you know.
And that's the nice thing.
Like our last episode, we were talking about ADRs versus like making reservations at Universal. Like, you don't really have to make reservations at Universal restaurants. I mean, you can. You don't have to.
No.
There's just
you can make it that day. I've made them 30 minutes in advance, so I know they have a table for us. Like,
yeah,
they know we're coming.
Like, yeah, you want to make reservations for City Walk if you're going there, but
yeah. The other thing, now this is more so like you were saying with like lightning lanes, if you're staying off property, because if you're staying on Disney property, you book 7 days in advance. If you're off property, it's 3 days. You might be in the middle of your Universal vacation 3 days out if you do Universal first and Disney. So like you might be, I mean, you're probably going to be up early anyway, but like, you know, now you got to worry about booking lightning lanes in the midst of the start of your vacation.
Yeah.
Which like, if you're, you know, like Disney in theory, yes, that could be the case. Like if you get in a few days early and you're staying off property. Yeah. But you're not going to do a whole day in a theme park. Like,
yeah.
So that's another thing.
You want to be booking lightning lanes while you're getting ready, like getting dressed to go into
another theme park. Yeah. And then you have to do like mental transition of like, wait, now I'm booking Disney stuff, but we're going to Universal today. And it's just like overlap. That's like, I don't know. That's just like where my mind goes. And like, yeah, like you said, maybe when Lucas gets older, we'll like reassess how we do it. But I mean, he's also really tall.
He's gonna be on like 90% of the rides.
Yeah, we might not be having too much of an issue with him not being able to do a lot at Universal. Whether he wants to or not will be the discussion, not whether he can or not. So yeah, so the order, I prefer Disney than Universal. I think most people feel that way, but like you said, you might feel differently depending on your kids' ages. And again, very much case by case.
Yeah, you could have kids that are like super excited to do Diagon Alley or Harry Potter, like Wizarding World, and then they do that and go to Disney and are disappointed by Disney. So
yeah, you know your kids, or at least you know them enough to try to make a decision. And if it doesn't work, then hear me out. Just go back again and do the opposite. Easy as that.
And just
super easy. Super easy. Yeah, exactly. So another thing to note too about the transportation is if you're driving, so even if you are staying on property, but you have a rental car, you drove from your house, whatever, Disney does not have parking fees. They did for a little bit of time during COVID. I think it was like a year, maybe 2, where they parking fees.
People yelled.
Which I don't blame them, because I would be mad too.
Wrap it in the resort fees. No one will notice.
Exactly. Like, don't slap me in the face. Just like tell me, charge me an extra $5 for a product and tell me it's free shipping. I will buy it. Universal has always had parking fees because they're owned by Lowe's hotels. That's not a Universal policy. It's a Lowe's policy. Yeah. And it varies by resort. So like the higher up resorts are more expensive. I think the lowest is like 14 or 16 a day. I know Cabana Bay is like 17. I think Sapphire Falls is 17.
I have not looked because I have not had a car and I have not had clients who have had cars.
Yeah, Royal Pacific, I last time, this was like a year ago, Royal Pacific was $26 a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep that in mind too. Like if you're doing that, Disney, you're not going to have that, and you pay when you check in. They're going to ask you how many nights, they're going to ask for your car information. They'll give you I think they give you a hang tag, and then you scan your room key to get into the lot, and because it's linked, because you pay when you check in. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. The gates, we had issues at Cabana Bay when we drove down. It was kind of annoying, so I'm hoping they fixed it since. And then the other thing with that too is Disney, tell me if I'm wrong because I can never remember this. If you're staying on property, do you still have to pay if you park at the parks?
No.
Okay, Universal, you do. 100% know that you do. So that's another thing to think about too, is when you're bouncing between the two. So Disney, you don't have to pay. If you're staying at the resort, they scan your Magic Band and they'll see that you have a resort stay. Are we sure on that?
I just saw something about that earlier.
Okay, because I was like, I know the only time I've driven to Disney was when we weren't staying on property, so we had to pay. And then when we went with our friends, they have DVC, so they didn't have to pay because they have DVC.
Yeah, and I don't have because I'm an AP.
So why am I listening to you? No, I'm kidding.
Because I just saw something.
I'm trying to remember now too, like when we drove with Cheryl, what was that, 3 years ago? I can't remember if she paid, but did Cheryl have an AP? What?
If you are a guest staying at a Disney resort hotel, you receive complimentary standard parking at Disney theme parks for the length of your resort stay.
Okay, there you go. So Disney does great with that. Universal, nope, you got to pay like the 40 friggin' dollars to pay. So that's a thing to keep in mind too, is when you get to Universal, just use their walk or boat, water taxi or bus. Don't pay, because you're gonna get double tapped. You're gonna get double tapped to the resort, and you're gonna get double tapped at the parking garage, which is only like a 5-minute drive, 10-minute walk, 5-minute bus ride. Don't do it. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're swapping, like the big differences. And then I'm trying, what else? The days that you're,
the day that you're swapping.
Like, yeah. We did a park day, but
you're crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say, but I'm insane. We did it because 1, it lined up, and 2, we had taken like enough rest days where I was like, we don't need a full day, and we've done it differently every time. When we did it last time, we were staying at Beach Club, so we went to Epcot that day. We walked over to Epcot, and then we walked back. Other thing, with Lucas, there's not that much to do at Universal for us, so I didn't want to spend the whole day sitting at Universal. Like,
yeah, you don't want to go to a park.
Yeah, we already had kind of like the few things we did lined out for like the 2 days we were there, like not a big deal. And we actually only did like 1 full day, and then we did like a 3/4 of a day. Like we didn't even do 2 full days with him. So, right? I don't even remember. I don't even now. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure we flew home that second night. Because I think I took away a night because I knew we were doing HHN. I took a night from that trip and added that to our HHN trip when we went. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, see, not the one coming up, but the one last year. Yeah, that's how I got an extra day. That's how I got an extra day out of Cody. So I was like, well, I'll scrape a day off the December trip. Girl math. But yeah, so like we did Epcot because we were at a walkable resort. We were at a deluxe resort, so we could walk over. We knew we were going to leave our luggage. We knew we had a scheduled transfer. We knew we couldn't do a lot at Universal. We stayed at Sapphire Falls, so we could have taken the boat over to City Walk. But by the time we got there, it was getting late and everything. But I planned that on purpose because there's not that much to do at City Walk for Lucas either.
Yeah.
Restaurants, like whatever. So we ate at Disney. We did everything at Disney. Like we got that last little bit of like very kid friendly, easy. And then when we went to Universal, if we didn't have him, what we probably would have done was just not done Disney that day, or maybe we would have, I don't know. It depends. And then we probably would have gotten a transfer early in the day, dropped our stuff at a resort, because we have annual passes, would have gone into the parks. If we didn't, and this is what happened the first time we did this, we just went to like Voodoo Donuts at City Walk, got some donuts. I think we got dinner. We went back to the resort and just hung out and chilled.
Yeah.
And yeah, had like an actual chill night.
Yeah. Ideally, I would say like for people who are not annual pass holders or have kids, I would say or even if you do have kids, I would say that the transfer day should be like your rest day.
Yeah.
Like you either go over early and hang out at the pool for a good long while, or you go to Disney Springs
I was
and
going
then
to say Coogee Springs.
go over, or go over and do City Walk. I would not do Disney Springs and City Walk. That's overwhelming.
That's good advice for a normal person. I'm like, why would you not do that?
No. Like,
For a normal person,
maybe
yes.
if you did like an early Disney Springs before the crowds really settled in,
Yeah.
maybe you could do both. But Disney Springs,
It's a lot.
it gets crowded and people forget how to act like the second that they step foot in there.
They forget how to act the second they land in Orlando.
I mean, yes, but then they forget even more when they get into Disney.
Their community gets even more further away.
When they start drinking a little bit, it gets a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And then City Walk is just kind of pure chaos 24/7.
Because then you have people leaving the parks. You have the NBC bar there. You have, if they have special events at any of the bars, if they Hard Rock has a concert. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So doing both of the shopping districts in the same day, I would highly advise against.
If you're insane like me, I would say do it. If you're a normal person,
common sense,
don't. Shut
up. So I would say either do like rest day. Yeah. Like a full rest day, or do shopping district
one
and then rest, or rest and then shopping district.
Yeah. Like wrap up your Disney stuff or be wrapped up with Disney and then just go to Universal.
Yeah.
We actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when we did Royal Pacific, we actually did like had a park ticket and we did like 3 or 4 hours at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember even looking at Cody and I'm like, I'm so ready to get over to Universal. We had been to Disney for like a full week at that point, like like 7 straight days at Disney. I don't think we took a rest day. We had done, no, we didn't do any parties, but we just had done like a full 7 days of Disney. And I'm like, I need Universal. And we got over there and I'm just like, again, just that like deep breath of like, okay, we can just go get on our rides and do whatever we want. Which is nice. But yeah, and even then, like you get to like, you can explore the resorts. If you go at Christmas time, I always talk about, like we talked about, like with the Christmas trees, Universal does the same thing. You can go to the resort, see the different trees, the different decorations they have set up.
Yeah.
They do have pool exchanging privileges too for certain hotels. It's all the ones, it's like Endless Summer, Dockside and Surfside, Stella Nova and Terra Luna, and Helios don't, but all of the other ones have pool sharing privileges. So you could do that too. If there's like a resort pool you really want to check out, you could do that at Universal.
Yeah.
Disney's really strict with their pools, so especially in the summer.
Them there.
I will say, when I mean, granted, we were there in December and it was only like 70 degrees and we went swimming at Storm Along Bay. And the 2 cast members had on sweaters and we're like, we're here to go swimming. And they're like, you're from up north, aren't you? And we're like, yeah, like just Maryland. So like not too far north, but like
far enough.
Far enough that like, well, I even told them, I'm like, this is not like hot enough swimming weather for me, but I'm like, we are staying here and I want to try the pool. We have a rest day. Like, it's warm enough for me to go, but am I dying to go swimming? No.
Yeah.
Talk to me next week. Well, we're recording this next week, but like when we're in Disney in June.
I would love to be in a pool.
Ask me about my feelings about swimming every day then. Oh, and the other thing too that you could do,
Volcano Bay.
Hear me out. Yeah, do Volcano Bay.
Thinking that too.
Because that's not a full day park. I mean, you could make it a full day park. Doesn't have to be. So you could leave your Disney resort early, drop your stuff at whatever Universal resort, and then go to Volcano Bay, especially if it's hot out. Make sure you check when you're going, because they do shut down for refurbishment. They do, like when it is really cold days, they will just like randomly shut down. But that's like a really good, that's like a rest day. I mean, that's when we get into Disney. Yeah, our plan, because it's included in the our first day or your check-in day, we're going to go to Blizzard Beach. Volcano Bay doesn't have, it's not included, but I think it's a well worthwhile time. It's my favorite water park. I think I'm gonna go to Blizzard Beach and be like, I like Volcano Bay better. We'll see. But I really like Volcano Bay too. But yeah, that's something else you could do.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, if you're staying on property at Universal, you can also easily take advantage of the vacation planning desk. So you can just pick up your tickets when you get there and not have to worry about going to guest services.
Those stupid kiosks.
They don't have the kiosks anymore.
I thought they had them somewhere. I thought they sold them. I don't know. Sorry, I have an annual pass. No, I don't. You've went to Disney. We're two halves of a whole. Yeah, I hate dealing with all of that in the morning.
Yeah.
When if you have to go to them for whatever reason, again, do it the night before. Like we did with Sarah. She got her DAS stuff done the night we checked in. We were able to go because we had APs, because remember we picked him up. She got her DAS stuff squared away. So we weren't wasting any time in the park, but I think we went in and did that and got dinner and then left because we had APs.
Yeah.
But like if you do have APs, that's always a recommendation too, is just get everything you can get squared away like the night before or like the day before.
Yeah, before you really want to go into the parks.
Yeah, before you're like ready to go.
Yeah. Especially if you've got that early entry, you don't want to waste that time standing in line to get your ticket.
Gotta run over to Hagrid's.
Yeah. Or the carousel.
He pooped too. We were getting in line for the carousel and I was like, this child pooped. I'm like, well, we're getting one and then I'll change them. It was real fun. It was great. And it was like 60 degrees that day. Like it was so cold. Like we had on like long pants and like hoodies and jackets and stuff. And it was so cold. So
I'm going to have to start bringing Sandy wipes and wiping everything down. Logically, I know that stuff isn't like getting out, but you said that and my brain was like, now I'm sitting on poop. I know that's not how that works because diapers are good, but that just,
Now don't think about when you're swimming with children.
Shut up. Shut up.
You're welcome. It's fine. The chlorine kills it all. Okay, I think, is that everything?
Yeah, I can't think of any more tips.
No.
This is very much one of our minisodes. We knew that people enjoy doing this, and we wanted to talk about like kind of the logistics of it and when it makes sense to do it.
Kind of like an info dump.
Yeah.
Like here's what rattles around my brain when I do this for myself or for clients. Like,
but like obviously we can't think for you. So if there's a question that
we can.
If there's a question that you think is completely obvious that we have skipped over, please drop them in the comments so that we can address it, because if you're thinking about it, other people probably are too. We just
probably
think about it. So yeah, we would love to be able to answer any questions about doing split stays between Disney and Universal parks. And then we will see you in our next episode.